against Roe versus Wade and marriage equality. It has been 100 years since women were standing where we are right now, fighting for their right to vote. 100 years later, we are still here. However, not much has changed since then. Women are still subjected to sexual harassment, even in the workplace. Systematic racism is still an ongoing issue in this country, and some of our elected leaders turn a blind eye. Our leaders are supposed to represent the people, not cause fear. This election, the women will help decide the outcome. So I tell all women to channel all of your fear and anger to voting for a change. Vote for the right for us to continue to control over our bodies. Vote for the right for all people to be treated equal. Vote for the right for the people to love who they love without judgments. We cannot let people divide us anymore. We cannot stand on the sidelines waiting for someone to say go. We are not a part of the audience. We are a part of the show. Never think that you cannot be that person to stand up against what is wrong. I had people tell me, Shada, why are you speaking up? Shada, you're not going to make a difference. They were wrong. This is what they want you to think. They want us to question ourselves so we stop using our voice to lead change. The moment we go silent, we give them what they want. Never think it is wrong to want better for this country. Never think it is wrong to not want history to repeat itself. When we cast our ballot, we're not just deciding who becomes president, we are deciding much more. We are deciding what the future will look like for the next 7 generations of women. And I want to leave you guys with this quote. The elders say that women will lead the healing among the nations. We need to especially pray for our women and ask the Creator to bless them and give them strength. Inside them are powers of love and strength given by the moon and earth. When everyone else gives up, it is the women who sing songs of strength. She is the backbone of the people. So to our women we say, sing your songs of strength, pray for your special powers, keep our people strong, be respectful, gentle, and modest. Great One, bless our women and make them strong today. Thank you.
One of my black movement leaders was locked up while she was protesting with national organizers. So how does it work? Whoever you are, I need you to pay 7. I'm going to give you her cash app because she sat in a prison cell for 27 hours and not one of you all showed up for her. Y'all going to pay this young black organizer. So I'm going to holler at y'all after my speech. So y'all got that DC welcome, all right? Let's get back to business, y'all. So I want to welcome y'all to D.C., right? My name is Nene Teller. I'm a native Washingtonian, born and raised in the most marginalized part of the city, Southeast. Holler at Southeast. Southeast out here? Thank you. Southeast, they ain't out here because they don't believe in national organizers. But it's okay, because I'm going to be here for them to represent them. I'm a co-organizer with Black Lives Matter D.C., I rise up every day with the spirit of my ancestor, Harriet Tubman, walking on top of the railroad tracks, being unapologetically black. It is my duty to love, support, and protect black people. Therefore, I'm intentional when I show up to dismantle systems that were not built for us. Patriarchy, gotta go. Imperialism, gotta go. Capitalism, gotta go. It's time for us to radically dismantle a system that dehumanizes and devalues black people by finally confronting the root of the problem, our nation's legacy of enslavement and white supremacy. We must collectively work to elevate. Somebody doing something to my face. We're gonna get it back together, y'all. Look, y'all, I'm being honest. I voted this at 6:30. Savvy right here, I was there. I had time, but I'm here for y'all. We keep us safe. We must collectively work to elevate the voices and needs of those who have been directly impacted by our current system and invest in solutions that build on the hope and resilience of our communities. As the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. is a lightning rod for national organizing, but it's also home to the more than 700,000 people, 47% of whom are black, including thriving local movement of committed activists, organizers, and community members struggling with issues on the local level. Shout out to my fam. They out here, y'all. They out here. Who keep us safe? Who keep us safe? Police in D.C. don't keep us safe. Now 32 independent police stations here in D.C. and they don't keep us safe. We keep us safe. For those who don't know, Washington, D.C. is not a state, which means we lack the power to make basic decisions about our city or hold elected representatives responsible. D.C.'s systematic disenfranchisement come out of legacy of racism and bigotry. When we vote, our legislation is held right there. I want y'all to pay attention. That's why our legislation is done. But we don't get to make the decision. It got to go to Congress. So Congress decides what we do here in D.C. So be clear, D.C. is not a state. When national when your national organizations outside ignore the knowledge, needs, and desires of people who live here, you all play into a larger, colonial framework that we live in every day. Therefore, I challenge you to help us. Help us fight. Help us fight for statehood. Help us fight to trim sex work. Help us fight for the grievance. Help us fight to end cash bail. Help us fight to defund the police. Please,
My daughter was photographed. I didn't even know you could do that.
So I just felt like this one woman, like,
block the interests of those who came to usher in a person who never had marginalized black people best interests at heart. We've been fighting before 4 years, and we still fight. Therefore, I need you not to shame or demand black people to show up in regards to voting. Voting is only one tool towards our liberation. The question for me isn't will my people turn out to vote. The question is, will the oppression stop suppressing votes in the marginalized communities and poor communities? Will white people condemn racism and the white supremacist violence against our communities and destruction of our planet by voting the current sitting president out of office? Will the world use platforms more than tell us to vote? Redistribute the resources. Will the government I don't know what little
You just have to change it.
Violet, a 1.2 million member strong feminist advocacy organization that is working to move the political, cultural, and social needle for a more just and feminist future. I am here also as a strong and proud Black woman with 400 years of my ancestors' struggle, triumph, and win in me. But today, I want to focus on us. That's right, us. Not the politicians, not the judges, not the justices, not the illegal immigrants, or any of those fools. Not the corporate moneyed interests either, but us. Those of us who have been working in our communities, in our families, here today, digging in deep through what has been a hard and painful past several years. Disappointment, trauma, but also triumph. Also win. It's not just about the wrongs, it's about the ways in which we are going to make this right. Because it is too easy to give in to despair. And despair clouds our eyes to purpose and narrows our arms against change. So we do not have the privilege of giving into despair, but we have the light of giving into and leaning into our future triumph. So as we say in my tradition, joy cometh in the morning, and today is a stunningly beautiful morning. You know, at times like this, I think a lot about helpers, as Mr. Rogers told us to, who, for the record, I would love a president more like Mr. Rogers than anywhere near like fucking Donald Trump. But the helpers, those of us, those of you in your communities who notice a neighbor who is disabled, who is elderly, and went grocery shopping for them so they wouldn't have to risk COVID by going to the grocery store. The doctors and nurses who, without any guidance, without any protection from our government, have fought valiantly to protect lives with a novel virus that we still are learning so much about. Let's give it up for our first responders and our nurses and essential workers. The fact of the matter is that it's the everyday acts of service, the actions that help us all get through and work through these trying times. Because our elected leaders, they abandoned us. They have not passed COVID relief, well, recently at least. They have done very little to help us. So it's been on us, our communities, our collective power and resources to push through. And let us be clear, it is women who are both bearing the brunt and of this inaction, but also leading the charge forward. It's the aunties, the grandmas, the daughters, the sisters, the mothers. We continue to bear the brunt of this crisis on our shoulders, but come November 3rd, it will be because of women, especially Black, brown, and indigenous women, stepping up and having said, enough! What are we saying? Enough! One more time, enough! We are standing up. We are taking back our time, our space in our country, because we are speaking now. We are speaking now. Who's speaking now? We're speaking now. The fact of the matter is that we are powerful, and they are afraid. They are afraid, y'all. They are on the ropes, and they know it, and we're about to give the KO punch. It is people organizing, refusing to give in or be cast out, who have truly moved this country forward. When we say no justice, no peace, it's not simply a chant, it's a promise that precedes action. It is this promise of good struggle, necessary struggle, that has made this country ever come close to approximating greatness. We know that our presence here today, our presence here tomorrow, our presence in the voting booth, whether it's now by mail or in the physical voting booths on November 3rd, is a blessing, a miracle, and a repudiation of the forces of oppression that have for too long worked overtime to limit our power. God bless, and let's win come November 3rd. Thank you. I woke up today and put on my marching boots. I bought these boots in Austin, Texas, 7 years ago, after the Wendy Davis filibuster. In 2013, future Congresswoman Wendy Davis stood for 13 hours. She couldn't eat, she couldn't drink, she couldn't sit, she couldn't lean, she couldn't do a whole bunch of other things that you need to do within 13 hours. To delay the passage of a horrible bill that would have almost eliminated abortions in the state of Texas. We won that night. But a week after, the Texas state legislature called a second special session to jam that bill through. And a week later, I was back down in Texas, and I bought these boots. 7 years later, we are not done marching. I'm Jenny Lawson. I'm the executive director of Planned Parenthood Votes. And it is my job to ensure that we send reproductive health care champions to that building down there and that building over there, up and down the ballot. It is not hyperbole to say that everything is on the line this November. We cannot afford 4 more years of this administration attacking our access to reproductive health care and rights. After what we saw in this Judiciary Committee this last week, we cannot afford 4 more years of John Cornyn and Joni Ernst falling in line behind Trump and his judicial nominees. That's why Planned Parenthood Votes is investing historic amounts of time, money in this election cycle on some amazing candidates. Candidates who are unapologetically committed to fighting for access to safe and legal abortion, birth control, and equity around maternal health for everyone, including women, immigrants, the LGBTQ community, Black and brown people, and Indigenous communities. Alongside people across every state in this country, people like you are here today. We are mobilizing voters today because Republican senators cannot keep their jobs when they steal Supreme Court seats while people are voting and while the election is happening. They are prioritizing power grabs over pandemic relief as millions of Americans fall into poverty and ignore a racial reckoning in our country while intentionally amplifying racist organizations. But thankfully, we have a choice. We can choose decency over hate. We can choose Joe Biden and Senator Kamala Harris. But let me tell you, they need strong allies in Congress. Because when they are elected to protect and defend our rights, they've got a job to do. This has been an incredible election cycle, and we have competitive races across the country in places that were previously counted out. I don't know what's going on, but bye, Trump. He's out of here. He's out of here. I mean, I don't got much else to say. I want to tell you, though, about Sarah Gideon in Maine, about Mark Kelly in Arizona,